Hello, is anybody there? I had a live set up to begin, and of course, nothing happened. It said we're waiting for Victoria. So honestly, this is terrifying for me. I don't understand. I had to open up a new live. So I don't know if anybody's there. I don't know what's going on. This is horrible. Honestly, this is terrifying. So what's going on? I'm live. Okay, so I can see. We've just had a storm, but it seems to have passed. Here comes my cat. Oh, Floyd, come on in. Come on in. Floyd. Floyd. Okay, so I don't know if I can share my look. Share screen. Wow. Wow, wow. So did you see I couldn't open? Oh, how cute you are. Oh, you're so sweet. Well, I'm not shaking. I'm not that crazy, but I have been trying to install a software to share screen, but it says here I can share screen. So maybe I'm just going to cool down and carry on with this one because I had prepared another YouTube live, but then it didn't work. So let's just stay composed here. And this is all about the new moon. This is about the new moon. So can I share my screen? Let's have a go. Share screen. Select a tab. Entire screen. Okay, I like that. Entire screen. Share. Oh my goodness, what is that? Okay, so I want to take you to Stellarium. So, darlings, can you see Stellarium if I open up a Stellarium? Is the question. What can you see? Can you see Stellarium? Yes. Okay, fantastic. So I need to only half open it because I need to see your comments. So yeah, this I don't like live. I don't like live, honestly. So this is big. We had a power cut today in my village at the instant that this new moon happened, and it was at 11:30. So apparently in the village it was more dramatic, electricity going on and off, but up here it just went off and came back 5 minutes later. So oh, hi. Wow. Oh, you're so cute. I'm so glad you found me. So I did a little bit of preparation, and we have got this new moon right on the ankle, on the Anki of Castor. And this is a conjunction of Jupiter with the sun. So Jupiter, this is great. He gets that gold. He gets that entry. And for me, it's like entering the golden age. So the sun rules Leo. And in Leo, we've got Mars. We've got Mars. So Mars and Jupiter, they are the partnership. So Mars, he's in the home of the lion, of the sun. And the sun is completely combust to Jupiter on this star, fixed star, Propus. So I'm not sure if this has moved as I'm moving along, because now I can't see you guys anymore. And there's a thunderstorm going on right now. It keeps coming and going. So we lost. Now I've lost you all. I've lost you all. Ah, Emily, hi. Okay, so I want to keep that in order to be able to talk to you. So Propus, this here is considered, we were talking in the video I did with Dane, we were talking about the Chi-Rho. This is the Chi-Rho, and I said the little P that goes into the Chi-Rho, and he said, yeah, that's the letter QUOPH in Hebrew. And this star that the Sun and Jupiter are on is compared to QUOPH. So this is the P, this is the Chi-Rho, this is the air, this is your hair is beautiful, atomic, Blondie. So the HARE, H-A-R-E, the air, the fake air. This is the opening of the golden age. Now that Jupiter, now that we've had that last retrograde of Mars since the Caroline floods. Okay, now the storm is getting really big. Now the winds. I'm not enjoying this because I can't see you and I don't know. Okay. So I don't know if you can see the, yeah, hopefully the internet is still on. So I just got to keep going and stay cool. I got to pretend you're not here. But I can't whiz around and open stuff to show you, and I don't like that. Okay. So your internet connection was restored. Okay, so internet's going off and on as well with this storm. So it's all just ridiculous. See your desktop photo, someone reading to a boy, seeing their feet. Okay, look, we've got a storm and we just lost internet. Are you guys back? Oh, here's the live. So no, look, the storm is coming in too big now. Can you hear it? Something went wrong. Oh. Okay, you're so lovely. I can see that everybody's here, but my internet is going on and off. We can hear you and see you. Wow. Okay, well, I'm completely frozen, guys. I can't cope. I can't see anything. I can't follow. I can't see what I'm doing. This storm, I thought it had gone, but it's coming back, and it just said my internet went on and off. It's a constant trust and flow. We can hear and see you. We never lost you. Wow. Yeah, I can't keep my focus with this. All I can see is just millions of me going into a world, into a little whirlpool. I wish I didn't sound silly. I wish I had a technical person who could help me so I could express myself and I could move forward. I find it really frustrating. Into infinity. Yeah, that's what's going on. I'm just, oof. And this is what's going on with this new moon. And I've been preparing. I want to talk to you, but I just don't know if I can do it live yet. I need to have some real technical. So anyway, I don't know if you're sharing. Shall I just carry on? Can you see Stellarium? Yes or no? Oh. Yes, you can. Oh my God, you can. It's the internet freezing, and we see your little pH, open stellarium. Okay, you're so cute. I wish I could perform better for you guys. I wish I could do all this. I so wish I could be funky. But, okay. So can you now see? Right. Okay, so I'm just going to carry on. So Mercury, you're doing fine. Okay. Mercury is now in Cancer. The moon rules Cancer. And Mercury rules Gemini. So this mutual reception between Gemini and between Mercury and the moon in the very area that Mars did his retrograde from the Carolina floods to now, and now he's in the home of the sun. And Jupiter, tin, he can soak up the energy of the sun and the moon, this alchemical marriage on this star Propus, which is considered as QUOPH, the P, the sword in the stone. And this is the line, the Milky Way gap. It is between the gap of the strawberry moon that we had, which was in Scorpio. We had the full moon in Scorpio, which was the axis of the fixed cross, the true fixed cross. And now Gemini is marking this gap with Sagittarius. They should be leaving. And this is, this is, can you hear the thunder, guys? I don't know if you can hear the thunder, but it's pretty big. So this is also, it's happening on the wand. And we've got Venus, the ruler of Taurus, and the ruler of Taurus on Algol, but still in Aries, in detriment. Jupiter is in detriment. This is Jack and Rose, both in detriment. And Uranus under the Seven Sisters, exactly where he was for Pearl Harbor. So yeah, this is what can you hear the thunder, guys? Can you hear it? I don't know. Can you hear the rumble? Because it sounds like it's at least it's making a break in this hot. So I'm going to see if I can move to Facebook and if you can see Facebook. Can you see Facebook, gang? Can you see Facebook? Yeah, the problem is that yeah, that thunder, I don't know. I mean, that thunder is absolutely ridiculous. Live, right. I want to try and keep live here, keep the chat and be able to see Facebook. So there is a program that I can install to not have all this. Can you see my Facebook? Is the next question. Yes, seeing Facebook. Okay, wow. So I've managed to make two so I can still see you. So let's. This is absolutely ridiculous. I absolutely hate this. This is ridiculous. I can't focus at all. Look, I'm looking for somebody technical to help me to help me get prepared. So, okay, so this is big stuff today. Today on the newspaper, François Bayrou. So François Bayrou, he's 73 years old, and they're saying that he's now going to end his term. This is the gap. So he will have been from December the 13th, which was the full moon in Scorpio, to today. So again, it's exactly marking this gap between Scorpio, Sagittarius, Gemini, and Gemini, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Taurus. This is the gap. This is the line. This is the galactic gap. And they're using François Bayrou, the new Prime Minister, and he before him was Michel Barnier, both 73 years old. So today, the front newspaper, I'll take you to, yeah, it's just, that storm is getting bigger and bigger. So did from 13th of December for the full moon in Ophiuchus, the 13B, as Sun was in Taurus, opposite Sun in Scorpio, Ophiuchus, and now 194 days later on the new moon in Gemini, the new axis, Vesica Pisces gap, the 21 World Tarot card, 12-month Apostles Cranials, 21-12-33, François Béraud, Maire of Pau, might not make the Justin Trudeau. 194 is 14, the 14 pieces of Osiris, the 5, the day that the sun enters Taurus on the 14th of May every year. He is on the line Nile. Is it May or is it June that he enters on the... Anyway, it's the 14th that he enters Taurus. He is on the line now. Michel Barnier, also 73 years old, did 90 days. The 90-degree angle is the L, which is 37. MB Michel Barnier replaced Gabrielle Attal the 5th of September until the 13th of December, and Gabrielle Attal replaced Eliza Macbeth Lisbon, the Lisbon Treaty, on the 9th of January 2024. So Michel Barnier, he did the Janus. He did from January to July. And this is from December the 13th. There is Michel Barnier. He did 73. He did 90 days, that L. And that was the Friday the 13th. So it was Friday the 13th that he, this Michel, the new prime minister, came in, and the sun was right on Ophiuchus. So there he is, 73 years old, and today they say he's going to end, because all they want to do is mark this gap, and where this new moon is, it is known as the Eye of the Needle, the passage. This is the 21 tarot card where we move on to the fixed cross. Okay, big thunder. So this is showing today the new moon. So exactly 11:19 we had the electricity cuts. So can he hold on? So they're basically showing us he's going to go. So there was the moon on the Friday the 13th. We had a full moon. That was the day that he came in. So this is also on the front page. So we've got 37 players. That is your 37. Again, they keep showing it. So this is talking about this date coming up, the 3rd of July. I think Venus is going to be conjunct to Uranus, to the true Pleiades. This, can you hear the thunder? The true Pleiades is the true, when we get completely back onto the fixed cross. And that true line is in England, going up the true meridian, and they're creating this gap, this axis. So there is the 13, there is the cornerstone, it's the 73, it's the 37. And here you can see we've got this LM. You're going to see we've got in the newspapers is always the 21. No is 1, 2. AB is 1, 2. And YZ is 2, 1. So it's always the 12, the 21, which is the 3, 3 of your spine. So at the moment, the tropics are Gemini, Sagittarius, Gemini, and this tilt is being made, this gap between Taurus and Gemini and between Sagittarius and Scorpio. This is the galactic gap. It's the gateway. It's the stargates. And here is the Cairo with the QUOPH. So I have to shut my window because the rain is coming in. It's hail. I think I have other windows open. Do I know? So dramatic. I wish I couldn't be. I was not so dramatic. So I don't know if you're still following. I'm going to come and check in on you. Are you following, guys? I could get good at this. I'm feeling a bit, I don't know if you're there. Are you there? Is everybody there? Hey, look, I'm carrying on. I think everything's working. Okay, so this is the chart today, right now. We have got a double finger of gods. So we've got Saturn and Neptune. So this is the home of Jupiter. And he's got Saturn, the true, his big enemy, Saturn, with Neptune. And Neptune has become the new modern day ruler of Pisces. And Uranus, the modern day ruler of Aquarius, is right coming up under the Pleiades. So Venus, the ruler of Taurus, is just coming up under Algol, still in Aries. But this double yod coming from Mars in the home of the sun, as the sun is doing the alchemical wedding, which is all getting soaked up by Jupiter in the air, in the Little Prince, as Mercury, the ruler, enters into Cancer. And for this 3-7, Mercury will be on the beehive, on the bee, which gives him the power of the Orion axis to the 13th sign of Fucius. So it's all been prepared. Mars did his retrograde here, and now he's arrived into the home of the sun to make the Merlion, because in Jupiter's home, we've got Saturn on the whale's tail, and we've got marking this true spring gap between the North Node just in Aquarius and Saturn and Pisces at the beginning, Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. So that is the true spring break. And opposite, we've got Mars marking with the South Node. So we don't have anybody in Virgo, but Mercury is, Gemini is this new moon is in Gemini. So Mercury, the ruler of Virgo, is rising this air. That's what they want. That's what Jupiter wants. He has no air. He has no air. He has no earth. So Pluto, atomic Pluto, this big change, and it's this air, this and we've got this heat wave going on, which is going to carry on. It's rising, this plasma energy, and it's working with Mars. So then there's another finger of God pointing to Mars. So one pointing to Pluto, one pointing to Mars. It's this sextile between Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune. In the home, this is Jupiter and Saturn's homes, pointing to the sun to make gold. And then this other finger of God pointing to Pluto in the home of Saturn, but working between Mercury and the sun. Mercury and the sun, as Mercury is in the silver in Cancer. So the moon, the ruler of Cancer, Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, and that is that mutual reception going on. And then Uranus also working with Pluto in a trine. And we've got this nice trine, Mercury working with Saturn and Neptune, and then working with Uranus back under the Pleiades, just as for Pearl Harbor. So there is this star, this Propus right on the ankle, the anchor. So in a way creating, so this is the Silver Gate, but we've now got full merging of summer and winter, north and south, between Orion, between the west way, and also with the Middle East, with the East. This is, why we've got all the Iran. Orion used to be here, the Silver Gate, but now Orion is on the other side in the Middle East. And they're making this merging. So the true fixed cross should be this line coming up. If we look at the pictures of Lars. So the summer solstice is where Charles was in Canada. We've got Gemini, the fingers touching between Alaska and Russia, Canada and Russia, Taurus and Gemini, and then where Scorpio, you see, is coming up this line in England. So the winter Taurus will be here, and the summer Scorpio is here. So what do they want to do? They want to get rid of the fixed cross and especially this feminine axis, because Ophiuchus and Orion. So that is the summer solstice. We've got Leo at Caroline in America at the X. The Merlion is here, so that's why, you know, we were thinking of the floods coming here. That would have really been the marking of Merlion, but those floods came in the fall. So spring Scorpio is over America, but we've got Capricorn and Aquarius under Greenland. We've got Capricorn under Greenland. And at the spring, that's when I was in the floods in New Zealand here. So Aries, the Ra, is in the Middle East. And then Taurus is in India. Spring, summer, fall. So the fall, for the Carolina floods, we had Taurus, Api, the bull god, and that was why it was so important. And we had the passage of Mars doing his retrogrades between Gemini and Cancer, and that was all the time that they were talking about Greenland here. And that is what they're now merging, is the cardinal signs with the mutable signs. So this is why Greenland, and also this is where we would have Atlantis rising. So see in the fall and winter is where we get the true twin peaks, North South America, NASA. We get Capricorn and Aquarius, Saturn over America. So winter is not the true new year, spring is. And spring we have Aquarius right under England, coming up at the birth of humanity. Aquarius is back to this spot in Africa in that meridian ley line. So Scotland, again in the newspapers today, 737 right up. So they're saying that the Boeing 737s could have smoke going up. And they say that after 12 days, the II captain, Iran, Israel, it's the end of the war. So 12 days is, you got 21. Today is the new moon. The new moon is always the 28th day. And that is the true cycle of the moon. You need that last dark side of the moon. So 12, it says Donald Trump. So this star as well, where we've got the new moon, is known as the Trump star. So here we've got in England 2 Mission Lucy. So that's your ML again, Mona Lisa, ML, 2 bears that have escaped. Both are 4 years old. So again, it's always the 4 corners. And 2 bears, ML. So this is again Lot and Garon, LG is L is 12, G is 7, 12 is 3, that's 3, 7. And 25 years is today, we're the 20th. So the keeper of the four corners, Sirius, this is where we've got this new moon. That's from the zombies. And here we see again, this is, you know, the fixed cross is getting crucified in the middle. And this is them merging the cardinal and the mutable. So Saturn, Capricorn, Jupiter, Sagittarius, putting Jupiter at the top and Mercury with Mars and Venus, and that's your yellow and blue Ukraine that I always explain. And this is the gap. This is what it's all about, this gap, this galactic gap. So Ophiuchus rising in the Middle East and Orion. So it's this merging. So now is Iran now on this side? But it's this stargate, it's this galactic gap. Sirius the Great, 21, Jupiter and Mars. Jupiter and Mars owning the 21 tarot card passage to make that 90-degree angle, that last L. So interesting that the war was, they're saying today that it was only 12 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we had the 16th of June when the moon was on noon key. That was Venus entered, so it was just after the strawberry moon. Venus had entered into Aries for the strawberry moon on the 11th. So funny that they say it's just the 12 days. What was happening? Jupiter had entered Gemini for the strawberry full moon as well. Both Venus and Jupiter entered. But they're saying that from the 13th, so maybe it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yep, so 13. It's marking the 13. Just like Francois Bayrou became the president on the 12th of the 13. And then that marks the 6th of the 13, the 12 and the 6. So something going on with that. 34, 56, 7, 18. So today, 25 new moon, and we've got this Propus. So 2001 Space Odyssey 9/11 is also 21. It's 21. Okay, I'm coming to check in on you. Oh, wow, everybody's there. Love Sidereal, thank you. Oh, well, look, I think it's working. I think we're just going along here. Wowee. Well, I'm just going to stay cool and carry on. See, normally when I make videos, I stop and have a little breather. But you can't stop and have little breathers. I actually stop and have a lot of little breathers when I make videos. Okay, so no, that I was getting confused. So let me just talk about this post. All gold. Orion, the gold ion. So Orion, Jupiter soaking up the gold with the sun and the moon. Orion. So we had the power cut, 5 minutes. Okay, well that was today. That was today. We don't want to talk about that. I want to go to my preparation for today and show you this one. So tomorrow's new moon, we're in it. Blondie atomic unit is no ordinary new moon. This new moon is in Gemini on the fixed star Propus. Propus is the Hebrew letter QUOPH, aka the eye of the needle passage. The front foot of Castor, twin to Pollux, is Propus. Jupiter Sun Moon conjunct on 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and Jupiter Sun Combust. Gemini, the twins, the legend constellation represents Castor and Pollux. So CP, the twin sun, so Pollux is 16 and C is 3. So 16 makes 7 and C makes 3. So that's your 37 again. They're going for the L. They're going for the gun. They're going for Mars and Jupiter. The twin suns of Leda and Jupiter. Jacob's Ladder, JL. It has also been suggested that it may represent Apollo and Hercules. So Apollo, the sun, gods, merging of the sun and Mercury, and Hercules, the 13th sign. So merging this gap to Ophiuchus. Ptolemy makes the following observations. The stars in the feet of Gemini have an influence similar to that of Mercury and moderately to that of Venus. Are you following my screen, guys? I hope you are. To that of Venus. The bright stars in the thighs are like Saturn. It is said to cause trouble and disgrace, sickness, loss of fortune, affliction, and danger to the knees. By the Kabbalist, it is associated with the Hebrew letter QUOPH and the 19th tarot trump, the sun. So we've got Trump announcing hero. We've got a Trump card today. We've got Trump saying peace between Israel and Iran, but just wait for the 3rd of the 7th coming up. We'll see. The ankle, the ankh, or of El is the Anki. The Anki, or key of life, is an ancient Egyptian hieroglyphic symbol used to represent the word for life and by extension as a symbol of life itself. The Anki has a T-shaped top by a droplet-shaped loop. The womb of the wheel began in the silver triangle, and it now closes here. Jupiter, ruler of Pisces, where Neptune and Saturn are combust on the whale's telltale tail, the Balen. Jupiter has now left Taurus after 1 year and now finds himself in mutable air Gemini, ruled by his partner in crime, Mercury. Jupiter, excess, expansion. Batman is in detriment in the home of mutable air, Mercury. Jupiter, Sun, Moon conjunct on the star Propus. Propus is associated with the Hebrew letter QUOPH and the 19th tarot trump, the sun. As I said, we have a double finger of God, one pointing to Mars in Leo, Mars, ruler of Aries, where Venus is in detriment. Venus, Catwoman, now joins Jack, Jupiter, Batman, and Robin, Mercury. Venus, ruler of Taurus, where Uranus is now bang on the Pleiades, Seven Sisters, as Uranus was for Pearl Harbor in 1941. Venus in Aries, on Medusa, Algol, finger of God, pointing to Mars, is working with a sextile between Pluto. Okay, we just saw all that. Retro, atomic in Capricorn, and the conjunction of Saturn, ruler of Capricorn, and Neptune in the home of Jupiter, as Jupiter is combust moon sun on Propus, aka the Hebrew letter QUOPH. QUOPH is the P in the Cairo. This is the closure of the mutable cross and the opening of the fake air. Your hair is beautiful tonight. This is it. This is Blondie. This is atomic. This is it. Aquarius, Saturn, fixed air should be the first sign of the fixed cross. Jupiter has the air of Mercury in Gemini and the earth of Venus in Taurus, where Uranus is the modern day ruler of Aquarius. So he can pretend to be the age of Aquarius, fake golden age. And Jupiter's plan has now worked. He's in the home of his sun, Mercury, new moon in Gemini for this new moon conjunction. As Saturn is in his home of Pisces on the whale's telltale will.i.am sun. So Venus Williamson, and the book written about my village is by Jay. Jay is Scorpio, and Scorpio is over is now the meridian ley line. We saw that Scorpio in Lars's pictures, that Scorpio, it's what I always wanted to understand, and you can do it with the pictures of, so for the summer solstice, Scorpio is where I live. So that's why the guy who wrote, so that means that now Gemini in the summer is in Iran, Orion is now in Iran, and Scorpio is now, so the winter triangle is now the summer triangle, Sagittarius, Scorpio. You see, Scorpio, Sagittarius now run up Europe, Africa to Europe, South Africa to Europe, and Scorpio. That's why the book written about my village is by a man called J. Williamson Hudson. And that's so important. The book shows you the passage through is here, and you can see that Aquarius is over the in French, the Middle East is the Moyen-Orient, which is Momo, Mohammed, or the medulla oblongata, your So now Orion, so Scorpio, Orion is the two fingers merging between Canada and Russia. So you can see we're at the Cairo, the fixed cross, Taurus is on the peak of Russia. Scorpio is on the meridian ley line. Leo is Paris, Texas. ChatGPT, Merlion. And Aquarius is under Aquarius is under India, and Capricorn is under the Middle East, where Pluto is right now. Okay. So, where was I? Aquarius, Saturn, fixed air should be, look, I'm just coming in to check in on you because I got to come in and check on you. Darlings, can you just tell me that you're following and that everything is okay? Can I just know that everybody's okay? Because I don't know if everybody's okay. Can somebody just put a "we are okay, we're following"? We are here. Yeah, but I don't know when you wrote that. You're doing them. Okay, fantastic. Darlings, can you just give me a 1-minute break? Because I can't stop and start. I'll be right back. I just have to go. We are okay. Will you please just go check? If you want to go and fill up your cup of tea, give me 1 minute. I'm coming. Okay, I'm back. That's it. So super, you're still there and you're following, so we can keep going. Where was I? Uh-oh. Where was I? What happened? What happened to where I was reading from? I'm just going to have to open it up again. No panic. I was reading from here. Okay, great. So I'm just going to keep reading from here. Okay, we read that bit. So the Cairo is completed as Chiron has now begun a new cycle in Aries. I mean, this is so enormous, the new cycle in Aries of Chiron. And I always said that the key, the Cairo, the key, the Chiron shows you when it gets to the last mutable age of Pisces and it leaves Pisces to come in Aries. That is the cross, it's the different angles of the Cairo. So we really are. Cairo completed as Chiron has now begun a new cycle in Aries, and Mars ruler is in the home of the lion, the leon, the Merlion sun god, the lion. And that's what we see in the middle of the St. Andrew's cross, the lion, the beast, Orion, the lion heart, that is the passage through to the mutable cross, onto the fixed, where we are currently being crucified in the galactic gap. So, I mean, we're not being crucified on the galactic gap. If you can find, if you're on this, if you can discern and you can see through all the bullshit, you're straight as a die. So Propus in a good placing on the natal chart tells us we have a good astrologer born there. But in psychotherapy, we know too that associative thinking is a feature of such pathological states as paranoia, where quite unconnected and innocent actions by other people may be welded by a patient into a thrilling plot of conspiracy against him or her. So this is this star Propus. It's got that kind of, you know, Gemini, mutable, bipolar energy. So with the help of nearby Saturnian Wasat may be yet another factor in the negative nervous breakdown qualities which we note to occur sometimes with Castor. Apart from drawing attention of the patient to the ancient historic reasons for our unconscious states of fear, for which refer again to Castor, a good therapy for sufferers from Propus in particular is to encourage them to employ their associative thinking capacities deliberately and usefully, so that they become skilled in the control of them. A good astrologer is preferable to a sick paranoiac any time. QUOPH meaning the eye of a needle. It is usually suggested to have originally depicted either a sewing needle, specifically the eye of a needle. So again, this is when Rumpelstiltskin meets, you know, spins the straw to gold, separation of the tars, the wheat from the tars, specifically the eye of a needle. This is the time of the gold. All our fields here, all the wheat has already been harvested here. So it is usually suggested to have originally depicted either a sewing needle, specifically the eye. So this is what's just gone on for the Fête de the Music for the 21, the 21st in France. We've had these mad people have been picking the needle in French. A vaccination is a needle. It's the needle. So they've had people getting stabbed. So it's like, you know, the musketeers, the mosquito, the needle, the bite, the elan, the leon. So there's something going on with this eye of the needle and these cases of this. There's something like 194 people have been picked. Or the back of a head and neck, Arabic meant nape. So again, it's the brainstem. Jupiter, so the brainstem is Rumpelstiltskin that meets the girl to spin the straw to gold. Jupiter conjunct Propulus, preferment in legal government matters dealing with the public. This is a success conjunction with a well-aspected Jupiter if the native can stand success. Sun, Jupiter, Propus, preferment in matters dealing with the public in writings, astrology speaking. So here I am doing a live and we're doing okay, Jose. So this was the storm last night in Biarritz. It didn't touch here, weird. And these are the pictures. I think, have we gone through these pictures? So look, looks like Venus is right on today on Algol on that L, and they've got L all over, and we've got Pluto on this star, which is considered like Ivan the Terrible. Fixed star Dabi has the spectral type G9 or KO, which indicates the planetary nature of the Sun and Mars. A refining influence comes from the smaller components, so fearless, intolerant, warlike, skill, overconfident, fierce, cruel, vindicative, energetic, organizer, danger to the eyes, accidents, violent death. Okay. So I always remember this Blondie 25 units, and today is the 25th, and 25 is 7. It's that L, and Uranus is right under the Seven Sisters. Today, as for 1941, there is Uranus. So there's the QUOPH. The QUOPH is that P. It is the Chi-Rho. And look, again, it is usually suggested to have originally depicted either a sewing needle, specifically the eye of a needle. According to the older suggestion, it may also have been a picture of a monkey, the moon key, and its tail. The Hebrew means monkey. Well, I put up a picture of Michael Jackson, that famous of him and his monkey, because we've got, this is all about Mercury and Jupiter. So Neptune and Saturn are completely combust. Well, you know, they're not combust, but they're completely conjunct today. And Mercury entered Cancer today. So Cancer, the moon, and Mars is in the home of the sun. And this is all about Venus. And there is Happy, the bull god, showing the dub L. That's the cycle of Venus. So, you know, always makes thunderbolts, the thunderbirds. So our nervous system says this is, you know, very Gemini is that this kind of plasma event nervous system, and this heat that we have. So we've had a break now with this storm, but we are going to carry on, which creates all this electricity. You know, this is the electricity. So closing, this is the point where we get to see the light at this midpoint between full expansion of Jupiter and coming back to the twin peaks, Saturn. You've got to find that moment where the light comes in, and it's either Lucifer or you manage to make this passage. You manage to, you know, to have the discernment, to see, to really have your higher consciousness in place. So Pierre Paul, and here comes Jack. And, you know, Scorpio is, we now know for the summer solstice, where I am. Seventh seal, Uranus is under that seventh seal. So it's so important. There's 21 tarot cards. It's the passage. And that's why they've left the house in my village with that frame. It's the four corners. It's the four corners, and there's 14 windows. It's your Pearl Harbor. Okay, so enough of that. I want to show you one other thing. It's Gemini. Gemini, and he kills Taurus. So Viracocha, VC, keeper of the four corners. It's now flipped to CV, which is your brainstem holding your two temples. Okay, so I keep explaining the Giza Gaza. So we've got on the chart today Saint-Martin de Tours. So I want to see another image. There we've got the silver and the golden triangle merged as one. Mercury, 88 miles an hour. Mercury, 88 days to do a cycle, and 88 merging of 8888, Mercury and the closure, complete closure of this age. So there he is with his monkey and the dog, the moon key. He takes Sirius, the keeper of the four corners, with this star. Odyssey 2021. And Jupiter ascending, showing us, as we saw, Jupiter and Mercury, Gemini, Sagittarius, are the current equator. So killing the apple, the third eye, to take on the Adam's apple. And this is the J. William Hudson. This is the steeple of my church, the red steeple. So look at this picture. This is St. Andrew. And this is, he kills the eagle. So my village is the egg. AIG is the eagle, the egg and the L, the last L. This is the Scorpio should rise. And St. Andrew, so I keep explaining, you see in all my videos, this is St. Andrew. This, I just saw this. This is Thor under his name Andara. Later, St. Andrew slays the dragon. It's always the same story. St. George kills the dragon. So this is the eagle that should rise. And that picture, we've got the canon, we've got the fog, we've got the Helios, which is not the true sun god. This is Helios, is not Apollo, but we've got Jupiter conjunct to the sun right now. Look at that. They put the canon, the Helios, and he's showing you Orion on the side and Mars, Jupiter and Mars. Look at the legs. It's exactly that. Keeper of the four corners, Sirius. And there again, exactly. This is the keeper of the four corners. And he is killing St. Andrew. He's killing. This is the passage. This is Sirius, the Persian gods. And there you see the legs. They have to be merged. The two canaries, the two birds, the left, right, the Israel has to be merged. So I did just want to show you again on that. So you see how important we've got this true axis of the, this is the true north. And this is Giza. And we've got an exact square. Got this square to the new moon. Exact square. Giza Gaza. So that is really an incredible chart for today. Venus on Algol, Uranus under the Seven Sisters, Venus in detriment, Jupiter in detriment, and Mars, the ruler of Aries, in the home of the sun, as Jupiter's soaking up the gold. He's just tin. So where are you, everybody? I think that has been a pretty big live experience for me. Going on my lunch break at work, need to walk my dogs. Okay, will not still be visible if not uploaded. Please upload the live so we can come back and watch. Okay, darlings. So look, we've finished. That's it. I'm not going to go do more for my first time. I'm going to stop sharing. And now I see me. I don't like it when I see me. So can you please ask any questions? Can we have like a question time? Did you follow? What do you think? Please give me your inputs. Because that's what live's all about. It's communicating with each other. Is there anything you want to ask me? That would be great. Can you give me some questions, darlings? We're going, I think that the 3rd of July is a big date. Are you still there? So it says, please upload the live so we can come back and watch. Yeah, what? It should. Hey, wow, I got one person here. Do you have anything to ask, darling? Are you getting my message of this new moon? See everything. Oh, I know why, because I've got to still learning, but get your message. Okay. Hi, Kizzy. You've all got, oh, well done. Oh, thanks, Emily. So, darlings, are you clear about everything? Do you get how important this new moon is? Basically, for us personally, you know, Gemini, this energy, this is going to be the energy of the next month. We can use it all to our benefit. Jupiter, this is when Batman goes into the home of Robin. When he's in Gemini, this is a time to, you know, come off your high horse, to stop being haughty, and to get into the logical, and to get into the nitty-gritty, to get into the work. Venus is in Aries, Chiron is in Aries, so it's about being independent, it's about finding your self-worth, it's about, you know, we've come out of the abyss, we've been reborn. What are you thinking might happen? Yeah, well, July 3rd, I've mentioned it. I'm going to go to Stellarium again. I should share again, so I need to share screen. Entire screen, share. So you should now be able to see this. So just check out from this new moon. So this new moon, and then we move along. So 27, 28. So this is important when the moon is on the little pass. When the moon is on the little prince, this is really rising the little prince, this energy of moon and Mercury, the rulers of Gemini and Cancer, 29. So that big moon is going to be on Regulus, always important. And Venus, when does Venus move into Taurus? So when Venus moves into Taurus on the 28th. So that war, you know, that pushy energy calms down as Venus comes home, but then Venus is building up to come conjunct to Uranus. So this is big. This is what I mean about this L date, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, bang, under Uranus, under the Seven Sisters. So Venus at home with Uranus, Jupiter. We have to go and look at that star, Tejat, Jupiter no longer on Propus, but Jupiter will be on Tejat. The sun will be bang on Sirius, the keeper of the four corners. The sun, the ruler of Leo, as Mars, the ruler of Aries, so Chiron will be here. And Mercury is on the beehive. Mercury is bang on the beehive cluster. So this is the bee, this is the 13, this is the, you know, this is the fleur de lis, this is Lucifer, this is the fleur de lis, which is the bee, which is the beehive. So Mars, the sun rules Leo, and Mars is in Leo, Mercury on the beehive, but the main thing is Venus and Uranus. I've got the chart here as well, actually. I've got the chart. So why is Astrodynst not open? Astrodynst. I've got L here. So L37, the chart we can see. Okay, agree. So this chart, oh yeah, the moon's going to be on Spica, and it is the day before the first quarter. So the first quarter moon, 3rd of June. Well, it's actually the first quarter. It's actually the first quarter. So the moon is going to be on Spica, of course, and the square to the sun and Jupiter. The sun on Sirius and the moon on Spica. I mean, that after this. So this is really the follow-up, this first quarter moon. And again, this gap is marked, so we've got an inconjunct line between the moon and the north node now in Aquarius. So Mercury rules Virgo, Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury's on the beehive. So this is the fleur de lis. And so we've still got Saturn and Jupiter making a square, all this since the great conjunction in 2020 of Saturn and Jupiter. This is all about the changes being put in place, this first square. So it's all mutable cross. It's all Jupiter, Mercury stuff going on. Mercury ruler, Jupiter, the ruler here, and Mars sitting proudly, the ruler of Aries, where that key has now fully entered. So there will be a key, there will be a square between Chiron and Mars as well. And this is the Whore of Babylon. This is the war between the true spring and the true fall. We've now got Leo that should become the new fall, and Aquarius that should be the new spring, but they have focused on this gap here between Gemini and Taurus and Scorpio and Sagittarius. So Orion is now between Gemini and Taurus. This is what I was saying. This is the Middle East. This is the Middle East area here. And this is where I live. Well, it's, you know, it's that line that goes up to Glastonbury from South Africa. The meridian line is here. So Orion is now in the Middle East, and the 13th sign of Fucius is risen here. And this is why Prince William came to where I am. And I keep telling you that. So that's telling us Prince William is born on the 21st of June, and he came here where the famous book Abbé Pierre was written. Abbé Pierre, the book. Images. Yeah, why does it never come up correctly? Abbé Pierre, when I'm looking, Abbé Pierre. So let's just put J. So this is it. Up. Abbey Books. Okay, so this is the book. You know that. I show it to you all the time. J. William Hudson. J is Scorpio. And this is the book about where I live. So we can be sure that it's about Scorpio where I am. It's the gap between Scorpio and Sagittarius. And that's why Prince William, the 21st of June, is saying the summer solstice. And that's why for our Fête de la Musique on the 21st of June, the poster is showing you the same oval passage Okay, well, why don't they show me? So Amazon. Yeah, you know I've showed you in all my videos. We don't have to go back over it. You know that. So just make sure there's not anything else important to show you. This stone in Aberdeen has kind of been put next to the dustbins. That's what it was saying. Oh yeah, this film, Breaking the Waves, it really is talking about now. Okay, that was the live. I don't think so. That picture, the double parallel lines, MVV showing the M is 13, it's the 13, and so is B, Brian, Iran, Orient is always on his side, Cyrus, King of Persia, Iran, Keeper of the Four Corners. Okay, well, we've made it today. We know that now Gemini, Taurus is definitely the Middle East now. And we've got this gap, this square that's been going on between Giza, the true pyramids, the true spring north, the lamb, the thalamus, and Giza. So this first quarter moon is on Spica, and you know that Spica is Tesla, Testa d'Urberville. It is the wheat. It is. So the moon rules Cancer and Mercury rules Virgo. So just like for the new moon, we've got mutual reception going on. We've got the moon in the home of Mercury and Mercury on the bee. And there is that first quarter moon right on the wheat, the separation of the tars. She is the girl that goes to have to meet Rumpelstiltskin, that is sewing the eye of the needle. So, and the sun is going to be on Sirius. So this is enormous. Mercury is on the bee, and Mercury rules Gemini, and Mercury rules Virgo. So I'm coming back to see you now to see if you got that. Okay, thanks, Suzanne. Suzanne, I love your videos and your squirrels. You're such a lovely character. And hey, look, here's Scott. Yay. I had a little bit of drama, Scott, but I got here. So you're so sweet, everybody. I love how kind you are with me. I think that we've done enough for this first time. 1 foot on the beach. On the beach. Oh, that's your name. Okay, 1 foot on the beach. It's not. I think that we've done a pretty good first time for me live. Is there anything else anybody wants to ask or see? Basically, today I'm just taking you from this new moon to the 3rd, to the 3-7, which is your L. And you have to go back and see from the beginning of the video. Okay, Victoria, when you look at chart and say the double hand of God, what exactly does that mean? It is a yod, and a yod is very important because it's a sextile. I'll show you again. So when we come back, so you get this 3rd of July, 3-7, what I've just explained. So we're going to go back to the new moon, last quarter moon, new moon. So this new moon today, we've got this, a finger of God is when you have 2 inconjunct lines. So we've got, you see, that's not at all harmonious, the energy between Gemini and Capricorn, and nor is the energy between Leo and Capricorn. So that's an inconjunct line. But Gemini and Leo work very well together. So there's a sextile. So that means that Mars and Jupiter, Saint Martin de Tours, the bad boys, can really use Pluto as they want to use Pluto for atomic energy. So, you know, a finger of God, if you're born with a finger of God on your chart, I'm born with a finger of God pointing to Mars in Aries, and Mars is the only planet that I have in domicile. Some people don't have any planets, any dignities, so either in domicile or in full or exalted. Some people have a lot of planets. They may have 2 planets exalted. So it's showing me that my finger of God to Mars in Aries is very important, that I'm a spiritual warrior. I've got Mars in the 12th house, but in Aries. So my main role, rising Aries, is to be a warrior in the invisible realm. So that finger of God is pointing. But for this new moon, we have a finger of God pointing to Pluto. So for us personally, that's saying to us we can use the logic of Gemini, the creative expression of Leo, and use for immense change Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto in Capricorn is really, you know, that is death, destruction. It's that time in winter where we die to recreate. I much prefer Capricorn when we know that we're going towards the summer than what we're living now, the summer solstice, where the nights are going to get shorter and we're on our way. Cancer for me, opposite Capricorn. So I prefer the energy, the you know, the rebirth energy of Capricorn, because the winter destroys, but there is that spark of creation. Capricorn is creative, it's creation. So it's authority, it's the government, it's ruthless, and it's new beginnings. This is new beginnings, it's a new moon. So we can use this finger of God for ourselves personally to recreate. This is a great time to be thinking, you know, I'm thinking I'm going to start my work now, and I'm going to recreate how I work, how I express myself on internet. I'm going to be paying Sophia Constantine to help me do all this. And then there's this other finger of God, which is working between the feminine axis. So that's the masculine sextile. And this little sextile is working between Pisces and Capricorn. So Jupiter and Saturn, the rulers, and they are pointing to Mars. So there's nothing, Leo has nothing to do with Pisces really, and Leo has nothing to do with Capricorn. But if you can use that feminine energy, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn, rebirth, and Pisces, spiritual, the ability to transgress matter, Capricorn, and to find the spiritual path, and to use Mars, very dramatic, in Leo, creative energy. So fingers of God are really pointing to those 2 areas, to Pluto and Mars. And, you know, when I speak, when I explain things, I'm showing you how the planets are being used to meet their ends. But for us personally, we can also use this to meet our personal ends, and to use it for, you know, for rebirth, for recreation, to get through the spiritual, to get through the illusions of Pisces, and to use Pluto and Capricorn in the best possible way. So has that answered your question? More 15. Would you do a quick chart as a future live show? Well, yeah, I would, now that I'm feeling confident. Oh, this is Heather and Charlotte, New C. Oh, wow. Thanks, darling. That's lovely, because I see more 15 often and I'm not sure who it is. I remember you. I remember you. Lovely. So come back for readings, because I'm, but I'm gonna, I really feel like I've come out of the abyss with this reset of Chiron. That's why I'm going to, the way I work is going to be changing a lot. Okay, darling. So I will do live quick chart readings. I thought I had to install a when I went onto YouTube to see how to share my screen, it said that I had to install a software. I never thought, it seems that you've been able to follow me, no problem, with my share screen on YouTube. So I don't know why they say you have to install a software. So if I can just do this simply, then I could do, I would love to do live charts, because I get really focused. I know what I'm doing. And then you can see how I work. So send me a message, Mixy Vibes. I love your music, by the way, Indagrove Mixes. If you want a live reading, we can do one. Okay, so I'll say goodbye, because that was a big thing. And I'm so grateful for you all coming to be here with me and support me. It's just wonderful to know that you're all there. And I love you very much, my darlings. I'm so grateful. Bye for now. Let's see. So I'm going to put stop sharing, and I'm going to touch end stream, and hopefully I pushed the right buttons before for it to work. And bye for now, darlings. Bye. Bye. Your stream will stop immediately and you will no longer be live. Ends.